Hey guys, what's going on, friends and family? My name's Skylent. Today we're playing the new AR MMO called Maguss. It is a magic Pokemon Go-like game. Essentially, I think it's the quickest way to explain it. It's the way I've always explained it, pretty much in my top 10s. And it's a game that I have put in a lot of list videos and I'm really heavily promoted. So we're actually going to be doing this live first look. I'm just going to show you the contents of the game that, to the best of my ability. And I'm just going to kind of just kind of bullet point list what you can do and try to do the do. Of course, try. We are going to be missing the character creator, which is there was basically nothing to it whatsoever. But yeah, we're going to run through the game. Immediately, let's get into the action, shall we? This is a spellcasting game. It is a spellcasting PvE and PvP game, and you actually have to draw the glyphs to actually cast the spells. So real quick, let's just go look at our deck. So it's going to be kind of similar to maybe like a deck building game with cards, except you're not drawing. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You're not drawing cards. You're literally drawing. Okay, so you're drawing the glyphs down here. So if I go to test deck, you can see I'm going to draw like one shape, and that's going to do one spell. So it kind of gives you like a little outline that you can kind of follow. Let's see, we got another spell I can do there, and then I do another spell here. Now, these shapes are not actually tied to the unique spells. The shapes are tied to this slot. So your first slot is always going to be that up sort of arrow shape. The second slot's always going to be the rounded, and then, yeah, so on and so forth. So that's how that's going to work. You have a couple of different spell, I guess, categories. You got your charms. You have your invocations. You have, let's see, what is this? This is called sorcery. It's going to be your big explosions, your kamehamehas, basically. And then you got your dark arts, which is going to be kind of like poisons, damage over time, debuffs, things like that. I would have to say you level up fairly slowly. I am, let's see, level 8 with that, level 10 with that. You level up those individual things by casting them, I believe. And then you also have a player level, which goes up based on you just kicking things asses. So you do have to move around. I'm actually just sitting on my desk right now. Maybe I will get footage of me roaming about and show that off sometime, maybe, for these kind of games. I know they're going to be more popular with time, but here, I guess it's just fine. I'm just doing a first look, just trying to show you the game. There is an inventory when you get stuff and things. You're going to have to, actually, on the map, you can see that there are certain things in the distance. It looks like trees, petals and roots. Those are actually materials for crafting. So yeah, you're actually going to be crafting. It is time-gated crafting, which some people hesitate to enjoy. I can understand why. So yeah, you hit crafts, you have your empty cauldron, pewter cauldron here, and I can actually brew a health potion, which I actually need. So I'm going to hit start brewing. Hopefully that finishes. This cauldron's in use. We got to use a recipe. Recipes are actually, you don't just learn things, they're consumables. So there's another thing that you have to consider. There we go. Weak health potion. Oh, we actually already have one. So yeah, I must have started crafting that last time. We'll start brewing this new one. Oh, and you get a little mini game here. So it's going to pop up. We got to pop some bubbles. Cute little mini game. That's pretty much it. Just clickety poppity pop. Just try to get all the pops that you can. I'm assuming with more complex spells, it's going to be harder to get the poppages. Pretty good. Anyways, okay. And then, of course, there's consumables that you can purchase to make things sexier. So yeah, not only do you have to get the materials, which is a time sink in itself and a ingredient sink, you have to actually do the little mini game, and then you have a time sink with a literal timer for it to brew, which of course you can spend money to bypass that. Yes. Okay, so this is technically the beta. Some things might change. Like I said, it took a little bit to get all those skills, to level up. It does take a little bit of grinding. This is me after playing maybe like 3 hours of gameplay, level 6. I guess really casual gameplay. Yeah, also without purchasing potions. As you can see, my health is not full. It does not recover over time, and if it does, it's extremely slow. I'm assuming it just doesn't. It might do like 1 HP every hour. So yeah, that's something to think about. So we're actually going to use a potion so we can actually show a full fight. So there we go. We got 138 health. Yeah, it's going to take some time. So we actually need to look at our spell book once again. I think that this is a fine collection of spells. Let's go with that. Let's go battle the Will-O-Wisp here. A spirit of nature that enjoys wandering the land. Its mesmerizing appearance and welcoming glow has often led travelers astray. A little bit of lore. It's just kind of usual stuff. There's a Will-O-Wisp here on the screen. There's also some Kappas if I wanted to fight the Kappas. Kappas use a lot of poison, things like that. Will-O-Wisp I think is just pretty average. pretty general. This thing just ran away. Oh, that's one thing to note, guys. The mobs do actually roam around. That's a thing. That's a really cool thing. Now, I don't know if there's actually like appropriately AI to them, if they move in different patterns. That would be cool, but they do roam. That's something that I think is going to be really fun. So let's go ahead and battle the Will-O-Wisp. Entering the battle, little load screen here. And if you're wondering about battery times and heating, yes, your phone will get hot. Yes, it takes battery, just like Pokemon Go. Okay, so the game immediately starts, guys. We got a draw. We got a freaking draw. So there we go. I got a shield. I propped up here. Magic shield. Yes, my character looks ridiculous. I did not quite appreciate the character creator, but you can purchase some extra, what is it, outfit? They're called like illusions or something. So you can outfit yourself to look better, but most characters really look the same, and I don't think it's as stylized as like the character creator of Pokemon Go. So there's that. Okay, so I put a shield, and then I also put a leech on the enemy there. So next up, we are going to go, just gonna slam these guys out. Now on the bottom, you can see your health, but you also see a little bar above that. That is gonna be your heat meter. So the heat meter is basically like, okay, if you wanted to just spam healing spells, that generally generates a lot of heat, you could actually cap on heat, and then that causes it to where you can't cast more spells. So it's a limiter, so you can't just spam the biggest nukes, over and over and over again. And it adds like another layer to, I guess, the gameplay, which I think is actually really cool, especially for extended fights. Again, if you just spam heals or something like that, it's pretty cool. I enjoy that. You can also see that spells also take up different, sort of like, I guess the different little circles that like everybody has these 6 circles. So you have these things that, yeah, see, so this spell takes up 3 circles. I guess that's another resource to think about is the slots, and then this one takes 2. I think that's also really cool. So the gameplay, how it kind of feels is this, I want to reference it to like Pokemon team battles. You know how you have to like, you set each, like the 3 different Pokemon, you set like 3 different spells, and they attack in turn. It's kind of like that actually. So it goes down from left to right. You and your opponent take turns, dishing out spells. Now, there are a couple of different stats here, which are going to be very similar also to Pokemon, which is you can actually miss, and also to some classic RPGs. Like, I don't know if you guys appreciate that, but in stuff like Pokemon or some classic RPGs, I never really appreciated the fact that maybe if I did a nuke spell, that it could entirely miss, and that's entirely RNG based, and I can't quite see my opponent's stats, and I can't quite know that he's got, I don't like that. Anyways, I'm playing actually as a rogue, I believe, or yeah, I think it's called a rogue. So I think I don't really miss. Generally, I don't miss, but sometimes it happens, and it just feels weird. Now, of course, there's some abilities that increase your evasion. Oh, hey, look, we leveled up a Dark Arts. So that's what happens. You use skills, you level them up. So did we unlock the tier 3? No, we still haven't unlocked the tier 3, even though we're level 9. So some stages, it's like you level up and it's just an empty level. It's just a pointless empty level. I wish we got skills a little bit faster so I could, show off the game. That'd be pretty nice. But anyways, so yeah, you can actually change around some different abilities, and sure, we will. So if you're wondering about the exact spellage, like the deck building, it's actually really cool. So think of something like Magic the Gathering if everybody just used blue decks. Or like Faria with the event cards, and like games, actually, I think most card games have like their spells, and you can make decks around those spells. Think about that, okay? Because it's literally just spells. But I mean, like, in those card games how some spells are freaking broken, and generally there's balancing of why you can't just have spells. Well, in this game, you don't really have that. The spells are really ridiculous, and it's actually really fun to immediately be playing with them. So here's one that's like deals instant damage the more times you cast it in a cycle. So you can just spam this and it does big damage, but there's actually one I really want to show you that just like turns me right on. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find this. Power, so wait, what is that? What is that one? Regrowth? No, dude, I'm gonna find it. It's in Invocations probably. Medusa Gaze, hold on. Living Shadow, buff all your attributes. It's probably this very last one here. Immunity. Okay, makes you, so there's one that's like, you get purely immune. Yeah, but then you die the next turn. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if you can read some of these, it's really crazy. It's really ridiculous. I think it's really cool. Divinity. Okay, so here's the ability I was talking about. As you see, it takes, it's 1 duration, 0 heat, but it takes all your slots, basically. Yeah, no, it takes all your slots. So here's a crazy spell. It cools all your heat. So your next turn, you can do the biggest, most insane ability. You are immune for 1 turn from everything. It cures you of all your stuff. It's just, it basically gives you 1 extra turn to do big stuff. However, you will die the turn after that. That is the kind of spells I want to see in a game like this, in a hardcore magic spellcasting game. And also, if you're wondering, we can actually see here our deck is going to be, what is this? So 12. We get 12 spells, and actually having to cast these, you know, and learning them feels really good. You have to memorize these shapes and things, and it kind of does feel good to spellcast. I wish the time requirements were a little bit more stricter, so then we could, you know, you really had to be quick on the draw with some of these things. But I just wish I got more spells faster, and I wish I got more slots faster, because like immediately I can tell you the balance for dark arts is not there. You don't level up using dark arts. Like it's just garbage. Basically, you're going to want to focus on sorcery, and you probably want to use stuff like, hold on, do I have coinages so I can buy this? Energetic Strike. We're going to buy this. We're going to use this, actually. So let's add this to the deck here. How many slots does this use? It uses 3, so that is pretty fine. I don't think we have room for Essence Leech, though, so we're probably going to switch Essence Leech out for something that takes... Poison Cloud probably is good to go. Poison Cloud there, so then we can use both of those every turn. We could probably throw in a heal. I don't want to overheat, though, so... yeah, that's going to use 5 heat, but it's fine. This is the good stuff. Okay, we're going to be totally cool. We might have to take a turn where we don't use anything, but that is part of the strategy. My potion finally finished. We don't need to use it yet, so we're probably just going to go with that. So yeah, anyways, here's the graphics. I mean, this is what the game looks like, just so you know. We're going to fight the Kappa, and you can also duel starting level 5, and it's fine. Like, it's cool, except you still have your limited health, so, you know, that kind of sucks. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to throw out a big old nuke out there, and I'm just going to let the animations play. You can just hit skip. Now, the animations aren't that exciting. You can actually buy cosmetic, like, you can actually buy animations, so that's weird. Yeah, so overall, the graphics are, I think, kind of cartoony. In some ways, they're cheesy. In some ways, they're cool. I don't know, the game kind of takes it, flip-flops between taking itself kind of seriously and then taking itself, like, it's cartoony, whatever, so... Anyways, yeah, we're just going to throw another big one. As you can see, a lot of heat here. A lot of big heat. We might actually lose. Kappas are very defensive, very slow creatures. They're going to do a lot of shielding. They might do a lot of life leeching. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It could be a long match. Luckily, though, you do level up, even though if you don't win, which is great, because if you don't have money for potions, and if you don't want to wait for time for brewing of potions and run around gathering all the ingredients, at least you can still play the game, though debatable if it's really playing the game. Let's see, we need to actually put up... Oh, am I doing this right? Yeah, see, you got to actually draw it real good. Oh, God, do it fast. There we go. So we're just gonna slam those out there. Trying to beat this Kappa here. Now, the dueling, you are fighting other players in real time. That can be exciting, but the matchmaking is really unbalanced. Like, you'll fight people that are just so much better than you. You can't really see their stats. I don't think you can tell what their class is even. Can you? I don't think so. There just seems to be a lot of awkwardness with the dueling, so we'll see how the game actually evolves from there, especially as low levels. Like, everyone has the same abilities. Like, there's not really that much specialization, it seems, with what we can really do. Oh, God, I didn't... Oh, no, I'm overheated, so we're just going to take a turn of not doing anything because we're overheated anyways. So, yeah. There's actually spells that do extra damage if nobody, or like if there's less spells being cast. So that's actually an interesting interaction as well. The overall turn-based RPG aspect in the deck building is really exciting, but again, I gotta be critical about how I don't have much of the stuff, I don't have much of the deck to actually build, you know, with this game. I want more spells, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. We're just gonna throw in a big explosion here. Hopefully it doesn't have like reflect or anything. What is this ability? What is, I think this is, what is this? This is absorb. Oh, so it's just going to completely absorb my nuke, which sucks. That's a really strong spell. It's basically to make the Kappa invincible here, because I'm going to constantly overheat. So I'm pretty sure he's casting that again. So you can kind of guess. So he threw that out there. So I'm just going to do this. I mean, if he's just going to cast that, then I'm going to cast these things. So, no, oh, he got me. He tricked me. So the game does actually cast in real time. You can't actually see what your enemy... Well, you can't see the spells, but you can see the slots that they're using as they cast it. So I guess the best spells, like the best spellcaster, the best duelist, would be someone who does it at the very end really quickly, reactionarily. So you saw, I tried to react to what the monster was casting. I thought it was going to be the absorb again, but it wasn't. So anyways, I'll throw this out there. I probably made that mistake. I don't know. Yeah, that was totally my bad. This is going to be absorb, right? Okay, so this one is the absorb. My bad. I gooped it. So again, I'm overheating. I'm losing. I'm actually losing to a Kappa. This is a tier 2 monster. So we're actually losing. This match, you basically have seen this. You've seen the abilities. We'll just be recasting it over and over and over and over and over and over again for like 10 minutes. It gets kind of repetitive, which kind of sucks. if you don't have the right stuff, it can get weird. So it is a deck building game. Just kind of sucks you're limited with cards in the very beginning. Okay, so you can support the game with watching ads. So this game does have an ad currency. I don't know how you feel about that. It's optional, and you can turn off the warnings for that, which is cool. But let's go ahead and talk about the shop. That's going to be something you guys have probably been eyeballing, especially as a mobile game. So the bazaar is going to be stuff like if you watch ads, you get this currency, you can buy this stuff. It rotates between some things. So that's a thing that you can do. You can straight up purchase magic dust, which of course is from $1 to $100 in mobile fashion. You can purchase luxuries. So here's the armor illusions. So you get these cool little things to go over your armors, which you do actually equip. You do have a paper doll. Real quick, I can show that actually. Let's go to our inventory. We do have a paper doll here. So I don't have a full, I don't have a spell book. I don't have an amulet. I don't have everything, but yeah. So there's that. And here's my attributes. So here's the different attributes. Empower is basically your spell damage. Concentration is your likelihood of hitting. Evasion, that's pretty obvious. And then, yeah, everything else is pretty obvious there. So, okay. Back into the shop, we have our equipment that you can straight up buy. It does rotate. So these things will affect your gameplay. You can, but of course it uses in-game currency, these coins, which you get from killing monsters and finding chests. There are chests out in the world, so you can do that, or you'll probably bypass it some way through the cash shop. We do have recipes. Again, recipes aren't something that you just learn. It's a consumable. So yeah, you can use your premium currency or the in-game currency. Of course, the in-game currency is expensive AF. Yeah, but anyways, the luxuries. So you get alternate spell effects, which is a cool idea, really cool idea. Basically, this game's going to monetize itself in every possible way. Now we have different packs. You can buy ingredients. Again, you have to craft everything. So here's all the different. This is a thing actually. So yeah, you can buy different ingredients like this, but the next packs, this is going to be up for debate. This is going to be weird. So think about Pokemon Go and how all the Pokemon are free. They're just given away and there's event Pokemon and stuff like that. Like it's free updates, correct? Well, think of this like expansions. So the game in beta already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansions. These are literal expansions. They expand your gameplay and add monsters. So monsters that already are designed and could be in the game and are in the game are locked behind a cache wall. How that makes you feel probably is going to make me feel the same way. So you can expand your game, but this is, technically I do have 7 of these gems. You might get them daily, but yeah, maybe if you play this game every day for a year, you might be able to get the first expansion. So, yeah. Pretty cool though, pretty cool idea, but it's already beta. I don't know how I feel about a beta game already having those, literal expansions. You can get boosters and some of them HP regeneration, interaction circle. Those might be, I guess, it makes life easier, right? Those kind of things. But there are some things you can buy that I don't know how I feel about it. VIP account upgrades, that's under construction. We can't even see that. But there are things. Hold on, wait. I think there are some things. Let's see. Armor upgrades. Well, I guess it's in the bazaar. You can buy stuff in the bazaar that affects your gameplay. There are potions you can. You can buy them here. Potions. You can just buy the potions. Oh, I don't actually want to buy them. But you do have things that will actually improve your gameplay, which you can immediately buy instantaneously with, of course, in-game loot. But look how expensive it is. It's extremely expensive, or through premium currency, which is actually extremely cheap. Just from logging in, I can actually buy some of these, protection potions and stuff like that, which is going to give me more defense, which basically makes me a better player. So is this game pay to win? You could debate about it. How do you win this kind of game? Right, people are going to say that, but in the end, no, I don't appreciate the cash shop. It basically monetizes itself in every single possible way and really hinders the player with time gating and, of course, essentially stamina gating with the HP system that they got going on. It's really hard to actually gather potions. It's really not adequate enough, in my opinion. So we can actually hit Duel. I can show you that. It's real time. You search for an opponent. This is going to be the way you level up the fastest. Really, it is. So as you can see, disbalanced levels. What you're going to do is you're going to go into the duel. You're going to go through these loading screens. You're going to cast probably one spell, and then you're going to die. You're going to get your booty kicked. But hey, you're going to level up some stuff. So, that's cool. So I'm just going to cast some stuff and things. Just going to throw this out here. Okay. Oops. Yep. So a little bit of lag, even though I'm on Wi-Fi. A little bit of lag, a little bit of awkwardness. You can skip the animations. I'll do that. Yep. I'm getting my booty kicked. That's going to happen here. And you got to wait for this synchronization. It's kind of awkward. If you just kind of let it sit, move your eyes, and then come back. Oh, you might be running out of time. It's, I don't know. Again, beta, it can do that. But as you can see, the character customization is, I think really static. The animations are very static. And see right there, I thought I misdrew it. I didn't. It's just laggy. So yeah, we're going to lose here. Yes, I want to exit, but that's what you can do. And you actually do level up some things. See, I just got ding-a-ring, ding-ding. I don't think you level up your character, your player level, but you can level up your spells. So there's that. Yeah, see, there we go. We leveled up Invocation, and then yeah. Well, let's see. Do we get a new tier of Invocation? It doesn't seem like we did. I don't have Bark Skin or anything like that. So kind of a tragedy. I want to show off more of the game because actually I'm really intrigued to play it, but there's so many limitations, and like the game is drip fed to you so slowly that I can't really bring myself to continue talking about it too much. And I don't think I can say I agree with the monetizations, which is basically like everything that you probably don't like about mobile games really slapped in here. But at least some things, you know, you could turn off some notifications. And really, I got a complaint though that the game really feels like a single player game. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that they're selling expansions in beta and they're drip feeding the content to me like it's an MMO. And it is an MMO. And I want to really, really like it and promote it, which I have previously, but it's like in every way possible. They're like for every positive, they have a negative attached to it. So that's what I got to say for a first look. This isn't a full review or anything, but as you can see, there's just a handful of monsters, a handful of ingredients, a handful of things that I can really do and show you. You know, the spells are all pretty obvious at the level 1. You know, there's nothing too ridiculous, too crazy that I can show you right now, mainly because, yes, there would be some cool combos if I even had the slots to do that. So what a tragedy. That's going to be the end of the first impression, guys. Thanks so much for watching this. I want to cover more mobile games, more mobile MMOs, absolutely. I know most people don't, so I'll fill in that niche. Thanks. Keep that hype alive, guys. And I'll see you again next time.